we're going to go and head straight into our next session to keep things moving along. And in this session, we'll be looking at how to use data-driven creative to reach and engage audience. We're going to use a case study that appeared in market, and this will be presented by Saleem, who is the Director of Social Media at the global agency Crowd. And I'm going to welcome you in and just check that everything is okay as we broadcast live.
Absolutely. I hope I'm audible.
Ever so slightly for you. There we go. I think it's coming back. It's kicking back into life now.
All right. I'm audible, right?
I think we've just had it. Yeah, it's just the internet has gone a bit slow for us. So I think it's coming in now again. If we just give it a second just to make sure that it's okay. If you don't.
Better now?
Let me just check. Is that... Do you want to just say a few words so we can just test it there for you?
Hi, Ling. How are you doing? It's an unfortunate glitch.
I'm just going to check in with the team to make sure. 2 seconds.
Sure, no problem.
We have a video that we might just play, which is part of this presentation, if that's okay. And then we can just double check everything while the video is playing, just so we can keep things moving along for everybody.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you, UK House. Thank you, Ailing, for allowing me this opportunity to present and to share our work as well. I think it's a good time to come up after Louise and Natalie, because what they've said, I think I'm gonna boil it down even more and basically open up another horizon as well. Let me just share my screen. Hold on 1 second. All right, great. So I'm Saleem Sharma. I work as the Director of Social Media with Crowd UAE, based in our Dubai office. Uh, sorry. A brief introduction about who we are. Crowd is an independent global marketing agency, and we specialize in amplifying demand for brands around the world. Our global team works together across markets to develop and deliver practical and successful marketing solutions. And one of them is the I Found Rock campaign for Russell tourism, and how we use data-driven creatives to reach and engage audiences. So, what is Rock or Russell Khema? Iraq can be best described as a hidden gem in the UAE. It's a beautiful destination nestled in one of the corners of the country, away from the bustle and businesses of the more popular tourist destinations like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Although being the quiet cousin of the Emirates, Iraq offers a complete holiday experience. From pristine beaches to high octane activities to cultural escapes, Iraq has a combination of everything the other Emirates boast of: the luxury, the culture, and the adventure. Just did you know fact about Iraq? You can actually go pearl diving with your friends or family in Iraq. It's also home to the highest peak in the UAE, as well as the longest zip line in the world. So, what's the problem? Well, the problem was that even locally, let alone internationally, Iraq tourism lacked complete awareness, and people were yet to discover its wonders. Consequently, Iraq Tourism Board also seek to increase its overall hotel bookings for the destinations. And given that we've been working in the country and in the space for a very long time, we were aware of the challenges we would face, and we were made aware of it by Iraq Tourism as well. Some of them were, tracking would be difficult due to the numerous hotels uh, in the market. Overcoming the global image of the Middle East, especially, would prove to be a tricky component. The extreme heat in the summer months meant attracting travelers would be difficult. The cultural differences that the UAE presents too needed to be considered. The close proximity to other well-known Emirates too proved to be a challenge, especially Dubai, which is like a 45 minutes drive away. And finally, Iraq is almost an unknown destination globally. When it came to the scope of work, it was a 360-degree marketing campaign with almost every channel explored and conquered, from social media to programmatic to radio, out of home, print, search, advertising on Gmail, online travel platforms, websites, mobile apps, the whole nine yards. Now, getting to the campaign itself. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, now getting to the campaign itself, I Found Rock was an inheritance from the previous agency, and that's all it was. It was just an inheritance, just an idea, but it was upon us to take it forward and bring it to the next level. To better leverage this, we proposed a creative campaign with a deeper layered messaging, so that it's both evocative and aspirational. There were some tricky points in place right there as well. One of them being, we had to figure out if I Found Rock, the words in the campaign itself, do they make sense, and what do they mean in the different languages, the different targeted languages which are there. So just a case in point, Rock it's literally means cancer in Russian. So that was a no-go when it came to the abbreviation. So we had to revert back to, I Found Russell Khema. Another one was that we had to be very sensitive to the culture when it came to creative messaging in the Middle East. And finally, the crowd team had to go through almost thousands of images from the Iraq image bank to actually select the ones which matched the final messaging and the different pillars which we created. Talking about the pillars, as a part of the deeper messaging, we identified three key pillars to better resonate with the local and international audiences. Those three key pillars were beach and luxury, adventure, culture and heritage. Each pillar actually showed a unique side of the emirate with the activities for all preferences, from culture lovers to adrenaline junkies. Moving on to the audiences, and both the RAK Tourism Board as well as our advertising partners helped us narrow down the countries to what you see on the screen: UAE, Germany, UK, Russia, the Nordic countries, as well as the CIS countries. But in addition, we further split our audience into families and adults. Since our summer offer had a tactical message of kids go free, which basically meant free flights, free hotel stay, and activities for kids, which was a huge draw for especially the parents, obviously. We further boiled it down to three user personas, the first one being the parents with young children. These were the ones between ages of 30 to 45 who are likely to be more adventurous and more into adventurous activities. The second one being parents with teenagers aged between 45 to 60, interested in less adventure activities. For example, they'd rather go for a kayaking rather than rock climbing. Then the final one, the young adults aged between 18 to 30, the holiday seekers or the weekend adventure warriors who'd like to go alone or with friends for a weekend of fun and adventurous activities. Before I go into the actual creatives, I want to mention that the idea was to take that creative approach which we get from the main campaign messaging I found RAC and what it stands for, and basically get into the different emotive elements. And when I say emotive elements, it means that what does travel mean to you? So when we were thinking about I found RAG, it basically meant creating this matrix of keywords. What this matrix of keywords is basically what does travel mean to you? And it's not about what you are and what you look at. It's about what you feel when you are on a vacation. So you feel amazing, you feel awesome, you feel like going out on an adventure. So all these creative elements, creative words came in together to make these actual creators, which you see on the screen. I found excitement, I found awesome, and finally a call to action which says excitement is just a click away. Come to Russell Kema. And these creatives were made. These creative ads were made in English, Arabic, Russian, and German for each brand pillar, for each market, and for each target audience, both young families or adults. The same was displayed internationally on creative banners, again in the same languages: English, Arabic, Russian, and German. And as you see on the creatives, I found relaxation, I found excitement, and the other languages as well. I will just share the actual animated banners. This is what they look like, basically juxtaposing the adventurous activities around the messaging I found excitement, going on to uh, the different size banners as well. And then moving on to creative out of home and local. But before we do that, the strategy behind online advertising was, you start off with a shotgun treatment and then go into a sniper rifle treatment. What that means is we started out with advertising to a broader audience and then narrowed it down through key learnings over a period of a month, in which we were actually able to focus on key messaging and key target audiences and niche audiences for us to increase the productivity. Now, going on to the creative out of home locals. So the first thing which we targeted was the main Sheikh Zayed Road, which is the most prominent outdoor out of home display property in the region. But we didn't limit ourselves to that. We actually went on to to more popular tourist attractions around Dubai, the Dubai Ice Ring, the Dubai Aquarium, and in cinemas across as well. Uh, First, we started off with Russell Kema as an umbrella property, and then we narrowed it down to the major attractions. One of the biggest attractions in Russell Kema is Jabal Jais. It's the highest peak in the UAE, and we basically promoted that as a destination to visit for an outdoor adventure. And we didn't limit ourselves to that. It was the world's longest zip line as well, which again is present in Russell Kema. So both outdoors as well as online, we promoted it, and a simple swipe up would take you to the page where you could book the activity for yourself as well. And when it came to, we ended the jigsaw, the puzzle with creative messaging across radio as well as print. The radio messaging basically sounded something like this. So that was the creative messaging for radio. We did print ads as well, and those were internationally done in English as well as Russian. And one thing which I'd really like to mention is this ad hoc animation which we did. It was a geo-targeted campaign. One fine day, we just realized that the weather in UK has just turned overnight and it's suddenly started snowing. Then that was basically a tactical campaign in which we turned around the whole animation, the approvals from the client, and the actual post and targeting as well within a span of 4 hours. So it basically looked like a weather update, but it was to attract the UK audience and basically tell them that there is a sunnier destination awaiting you. And the interaction and the CTR which we got on this animation across channels was absolutely amazing. uh, One tool which we utilized and which really paid dividends for us is Stackli. If you're not aware of what Stackli is, it's basically a visual content engine that we use to help Russell Kema discover, manage, and display the best content. And this content was from the users. It was a user-generated content. So what Stackli did was you fed in the pre-selected hashtags and locations, and we had a lot of locations. You fed in this information into Stackla. It came up with the results where users had shared content either through that hashtag or in those locations, and once that content was displayed, it was for us to curate it and then finally use it across channels. Which channels, you ask? It's organic social media, the website which we developed for Russell Kema, paid media, and out-of-home advertising. So what were the results? Across social media, GDN search, and programmatic, the results were absolutely top notch. Especially in social media, there was a 212% increase in the click-through rate and 506% increase in the number of clicks. But when I talk about clicks, GDN and search were right up there with more than 40,000% increase in the number of clicks. And when it came to programmatic, we partnered with Travel Audience and Sojourn, and we experienced an increase of 372% CTR and 911% increase in the number of clicks. What did that mean? That resulted in almost 540,000 visits in H1 of 2019, showing a healthy 5% growth in tourist numbers. And that finally meant that we had a happy client in place, as you can see. That's it for me.
Thank you very much. Apologies for the tech side at the start of that, but I think we got through it. These things happen in a live situation.
That's all right.